Alrighty, lads, welcome back to another episode of our Ulm plot twist. We're Germany playthrough here. Feeling really good about Germany as well. Look at that. The super swagger. So good. It feels good, man. Utilizing these, a lot of these claims here that we get on the German region. Obviously, we own the majority of the German region, but we've already grasped all of this, which was claimed, this in the future, and currently in this episode, we're going in against Switzerland. I also recall talking about how I didn't think this area was too hot. I still feel that way, but I think it is worth stating up if we have the states available. I've been looking around, and I think we're going to be doing fine in regards to states eventually. Just with tech and so on, and we're going to actually gain 5 additional states. Where is it? Here. Which is good. Now, with that being said, guys, I've also been musing about the situation. You know, Kurland? Kurland is one of our... I've already decided, because this cultural group is a bit awkward, and Kurland is somebody that we're going to be keeping around forever. With that in mind, I was thinking about this dilemma with the Danes. There's a bit of an issue, guys, with Norway, the Norwegian culture group, and that is you cannot grant these provinces to each other. In order to give a subject, say we had a subject out here that was Norway, we would have to grant him all of this to be able to actually make him one unified nation. So this is a little bit awkward. Now we've got a few options. One is that we wait until Norway kind of declines a little bit more than he has, or alternatively until we get the imperialism CB or maybe some admin efficiency, and we can fully annex him and then release him as Norway and he'll own everything. At that stage we feed him all of Scandinavia. And I have plans, because that alone won't do the trick, but that's one option. The other option is that we give Kurland... See, I'm not convinced that he would accept the Finnish culture, though, because it's just so small. And then there's the Sami culture, which is so small as well. I'm talking about development. It's even smaller. I was thinking that he's only used 3 culture slots, and we could try have him own the Swedish and Finnish cultures. That would allow me to utilize my slots on Norway, which is not ideal, and Denmark, Danish cultures, but at least that way we would dominate Lubeck, and I could divert trade from Riga, Kurland rather, so we would dominate the Baltic and bring it all into the English Channel. That's what I'm thinking about right now, but Sami, that is awkward. So I think Norway is going to be our lad, which is less ideal ultimately because we're going to share trade with him. Oh well, let's get into things. I think we are going to be going for Norway, actually. Now, when I'm at peace, I'm going to be handing this off to Brittany. Let's try to not forget that. And I talked about going in against the Ottoman Empire last episode, and although that is something I want to do, hopefully the Timurids go to war or something so that they won't back the Ottomans up. I think actually our choose is coming up here with Liege, guys, and that is a really nice war to declare. If we declare this war, I can take a bunch of land here from Burgundy as well, claims here, and this is all French stuff that we can hand off to Brittany. Yep, I might take Meppen for myself. It's going to be nice and satisfying to take Switzerland, though, as it happens. Now, I also noticed that we can siphon income from Brittany, which gives us almost 200 ducats. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Brittany's nice and stable in that sense, and there's a lot we can do with our money, including embrace the institute that we've got to do down the line. There's a lot that we can do with money right now. We could hire more troops to make us more powerful against the Ottomans. We don't need Milan's help here on this war. It's going to be nice and easy, so let's kick things into full force. Let's go! Alright, looks like I'm happy to artillery barrage. I'm forgetting something, guys. Yeah, I was thinking about this area as well. And, I won't be too torn up if that doesn't work out, the situation here. It is what it is, if it doesn't work out, because I've got plans for the Balkans as well. Knowledge sharing from Milan, let's accept it. Now, coalition consists of... well, it's not that large, let's put it that way. Let's try to... are you drilling? That's why, okay. Damn, everybody making so much noise at my place. But it's okay. This will fall really, really quickly. That's right, I actually didn't have the admin points to core these up. I'm currently converting this. The other thing I want to do is build a fort here, just so that we don't have to deal with that fort level 1 being on our allied side of the war. But currently, it's not going to work, because that's been converted. Yeah, I actually don't like this relation slot, guys, after realizing what I think is the most appropriate. Oh, the price of glass just reduced. Oh well. I know we've got some glass provinces somewhere. It's back down to 3. These are the only nations we're at war with. Surprisingly, I can't get access through Flanders, really? Everybody hates us as well. They probably... Flanders is just sitting there not participating. Okay, good, good, good. We should be able to get access through here then in that case. Gotta wait till this fort falls. I guess that guy can drill. It's no big deal. So I am going for the full annexation here. And you guys know that Brittany is going to become pretty strong, right? We gave them a lot of development. They're definitely going to become pretty strong, which is cool. Our subjects, our unions, must really enjoy having our leader as well. That's also pretty cool. Okay, Denmark's in the coalition. Well, this is one way to get access here, guys. Let's declare this war before they join the coalition. Now, notice that we are at war with the Papal State. So we're going to separate peace him. Quite a large amount of troops here, but some of them we're going to be... some of the nations we're going to be pulling out of the coalition by fighting them like this. This is our opportunity to release Genoa. Oops. Why did I go to offerings? Genoa. Yes. Now, releasing Genoa, that's really cheap diplomatically. That's going to allow us to hand this off to Genoa, as he must desire his core. There's no way he won't, and then we should be able to give him Sardinia with little trouble. I ought to be really concerned about Milan annexing Genoa, though, so we might have to guarantee his independence or something, but I'm going to have to find a way to get into a war with him. Ugh, it's quite awkward. But we'll make it happen somehow. Because we have to. Switzerland is going to give us 150 ducats. We're making a lot of money, there's no doubt about that. Which is good. Got to make that moolah. It's probably going to cost a few thousand to embrace manufacturers, which is currently spread to Ansbach as well. And it should be spreading that much faster on neighboring areas now, or neighboring areas with manufacturers, I suppose. That's where it spreads really quite quickly. Holland getting stack wiped. Stack wiping people to the left. Stack wiping them to the right. Some would say we're the best ever. Currently using the development modifier here, and we've got church power available. I don't see us developing anything anytime in the immediate future. So what should we go for, morale or something else? Let's have a look. We could actually do with the unrest, it looks like. We're not really doing any harsh treatment anymore. Unrest looks like a nice option. Missionary strength is okay. Manpower we're doing well in. Let's go for unrest. Obviously we can switch it out to morale of armies if we need it. This is the war goal here. I'm going to harsh treat. I'm going to artillery barrage that, move it along there quickly. And we do need to get enough war score against the Papal States, so let's use one of our stacks to focus them here in a moment. This will take ages, it seems. Let's barrage this as well. Move things along there. It's fort level 7, and we don't have a siege general there, so let's kick it off to a good start there, as it otherwise will take forever. Now keep in mind that we can reduce this by 20 at any time. So this is at the equivalent of 72 desire. We're definitely getting there with Spain in terms of relations, considering we enforce religion on him. But our truce comes up in 6 years' time. I hope that we can sort it out by that time, because that's pretty sketchy. Now I bet that we don't need access here. Can we cancel this? It's costing me a diplo point. I bet that we've got good maneuverability now. We can get into Flanders if we desire. So yeah, I was considering owning Denmark myself, but I've kind of turned against it now. I didn't take the Sami culture into consideration. I don't know what we would do about that. I was thinking Sweden and Finland would give to Kurland, and I'd take the sort of Northern Sea and Lubeck, and that would make a lot of sense to me. But Sammy's ruining the day. He's ruining the dream. What do we do with this guy? Look at him. What's his problem? Being some little guy up there. Milan likes us. Milan's our only ally nowadays, eh? It's a bit awkward. I don't know what to do with my diplomat. We need claims on Bohemia. Let's do that. Hopefully Brittany's done a good job coring stuff up. He doesn't look that impressive in the stuff that is actually cored. But we would hope that he's doing a good job, as we're going to be handing off provinces we're giving to him. We're going to be conquering provinces that we're giving to him, if that makes sense. Which seems appropriate, because right now, although we're gaining a tremendous amount of admin and we're quite far ahead, we don't really have any admin. I'm going to roll a general here in a moment, and I hope it's good. Where Naples is falling there. We're at 90 army tradition, which is obviously good, but it's lower than ours has been lately. Putting up a nice fort here for my subject Kurland. Going to the future, it might affect him economically. Yeah, he's got debt, and that's only going to be worse. But as time goes on, he should improve his economy. Ah, man. I'm not going to lie, guys. Before the episode, I was going to say we should hand him all of that, take this ourselves, dominate Lubeck, and that way I could be making claims on Denmark, transfer trade from Kurland, and life would be good in the hood. That's smooth. but it's just him. Maybe I should just use a culture slot on Sammy. He seems that kind of problematic. Maybe I should just own it myself. Germany would look a bit whack, but ugh. Feels sad bad, man. The options are basically with him, he takes a dedicated culture slot, or he takes a dedicated relations slot. I don't really see another way to get around it. Alternatively, somebody could convert him as their low development, but that's a gamble. That's a big gamble. Oops, I'm sipping on my... Oh, internal conflicts in Russia. Russia's really going down. Sipping on my drink here. Forgetting to do that. 3 siege. Well, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's get Flanders out. Yeah, let's take his money considering. I was worried about truce timers in the past years, recent years. But I would like to take money. I really would like to take money so that we can embrace that much sooner. The Institute. Alrighty, nice fort there. Which also doesn't seem to be necessary. Nope, it's not. I was going to say this one's hills. But look at that fort there. I think ultimately we'll have these two blocking off the Alps. This one can be gone for now. And we appear to be overextended, but not for long. Now I'm not calling up my French province. Good, good, good. Yeah, we're nice and stable, so hopefully we don't get a negative event there for being overextended for a short period of time. That would be good. Let's quickly get... Well, maybe I shouldn't get Burgundy out of this war. We need to get the Papal State out of this war. Let's go work on that. Because I want to release Genoa. We're about to get a fort in his appropriate sort of colony. That's not an issue, and the war school cost is not very high. I'm thinking about taking Meppen for myself. These ones we're going to take, but the intention is to give it to Burgundy. So something like that is our peace deal there. And this is the only province I'm keeping for myself. I say Burgundy, I mean Brittany. All these Frenchies. They're all the same to me. So that would mean we're only piecing out the Papal State, I think? Which kind of means... and Holland. We're piecing out Holland as well. I should go work on this fort in that case. Now that we're only fighting one war, we can call him Milan. We've got favors with him, and we generate them pretty quickly. Let's do it. He will help us siege some of the stuff up nice and quickly. Ah, you know what? Because we called him in there, I think he will also have a truce with Genoa now when we release Genoa. So that was a shrewd move. He can't just go in and immediately attack Genoa afterwards. So that's good. And we're no longer over 100% overextension. That's also good. We didn't get jibbed there with a quick little nasty event. Life's good in the hood. What kind of diplomacy does this guy have? Nothing terrible. I'd say his war reparations are worth a little bit there, 10% of his income. Nice, and I definitely would like to state up Bohemia. That would be really big in the future. But this feels good, lads. It feels really, really nice taking this land here. Germany expands. Ooh. We could fight the coalition. We could overpower this easily. And just kind of bash at the Britons and so on. The British. When they come to our shores. Anytime I say something like that, I want to be really cheeky. Naughty. I'm a naughty boy. Kind of like World War II, right, guys? Kind of like World War II. There'll be a guy who I would impersonate him. I would do a impersonation of him, but I would literally sound like I'm trying to do an impersonation of a demon. So I won't do that. But he'll be over here, invading Europe, talking about, defend our country, right? Yeah. Good old monk, really based offensive monk, based politically incorrect monk, right? We love it when people start world wars. They start world wars, but the reason that they started it not only means they didn't start it, but it also throws the responsibility onto the other people who they're attacking. But meanwhile, you don't talk about whatever. Just shut up, monk. While you're ahead, you're not ahead, but just shut up anyway. I'm just saying. All right, guys. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. You damn boys over here, naughty boys. My great grandfather on my mother's side fought in World War II in a tank. Feels bad, man. Look at this trade. That would do us some good. But are we willing? Oh, 5k. So the question is, how soon are we going to tick up? Not very soon. Are we stupid enough to invest the money, though? We make a lot of money, but we could make more. Let's have a look. Well, that's really cheap for a big payoff. Let's do that immediately. That reminds me, I have this, don't I? Let's remove that edict. I had the edict somewhere else as well there. Alright. Normally when I go quiet like this, guys, I'm thinking my own little thoughts, and I'm thinking, should I vocalize my thoughts or just keep quiet? Right? Sigh. I'll vocalize it one time. Alright, guys. Have you guys ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why America and the Allies, they attacked the people who were fighting communism, and then as soon as communism was over, they were like, oh man, those communists, they're really bad for the rest of time. And have you ever wondered why that they not only didn't do anything about it, but they attacked the people who were doing something about it? And then do you ever wonder why people talk about like, oh man, why is the secular devil, why is he AH when why does everybody and their mum in the world, why they all know about AH and they don't know about so and so like Trotsky that did worse stuff? And do you ever wonder why when people say why people say ooh, ah, very wise, and then when you tell them why, they say and they hate you? That's things that I wonder. There's things that I wonder. I'll tell you why, but then you'll think I'm really crazy, so I'm just kidding in quotations. I'm not a monk in real life, guys. The reason why, okay, real knowledge here, the reason why is because the two polar opposites that you're taught are polar opposites, they're not very opposite at all, right? Like, I'm going to be really crude And everybody will think, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So I'll just go ahead and preempt that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But do you guys ever notice how, like, for example, the communists, like in China, they capitalize on the communism, right? That's why, like, everything's made of in China, right? There's all this capitalism of the communism. Have you noticed that? Meanwhile, you know, there's one flat rate in communist countries, but every day in capitalist countries, I mean, you have unemployment and you have a minimum wage, right? And then in China, you have the capitalists. Who capitalizes more than the communists, right? I'm just saying. Think about it. Like, who capitalizes more than the communists? I don't know, man. But meanwhile, I'm not saying they're the same thing, but I'm saying maybe this idea, this notion that they're polar opposite things, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, right? And maybe the thing that both of them unifiedly crushed and destroyed, maybe that's the polar opposite of the other two things which sit by side, and those two things make the two-pronged head of the one world government, which is governed by the devil. Praise Jesus. But probably not. Probably America's the best. Alright. Now, after that rant, well, I'll elaborate on the rant for one more second, okay? Approximately one more second. Genoa's on the mat, feels good, man. By the time people figure that out, because people say, oh, why is that the case? Oh, hello, we need to deal with that, that's bad. This is just Monk's crazy speculations, guys. But the thing is that, you know, have you noticed, oh, World War III, it's like, vote for so-and-so, World War III, World War III, World War III, World War III. Have you noticed that? Well, that's what the whole Cold War was, right? It's like, oh, attack, it's like Russia's our ally, they're the best, we love them. Oh no, we help them, they're bad now, right? And it's just fear-mongering, and what it does is it fuels the arms race. So in Russia, what do? What does Putin do in Russia? America, World War III. Look at them meddling. World War III, World War III. So the arms race. Do you see what I'm saying? But the arms race is not for Americans to defend themselves against Russians. It's not for Russians to defend themselves against Americans, lads. The arms race is to defend the Russian oligarchs against the Russian people, and to defend the American oligarchs against the American people. So that by the time you all figure this out, there's going to be a T-1000 Terminator standing between you and the oligarchs. Alright, lads? Damn, that is expensive. Who needs army professionalism? Yep. And that's why there's such a big emphasis in pop culture, right? The predictive programming for robotics, right? AI, right? Elon Musk, you shill. I hate that guy. So we need to that's too much development there to take. But I think this is probably worth prolonging this war to just take a little bit more. Let's have a look here. Nah, let's just get out. We're not going to be able to... Well, how much overextension do I have? And how much is this worth? We'll be okay. I'm going to push on for a little bit more provinces that we can hand off. That's a problem, though. I have to be at peace to deal with that because I don't have a navy. Yeah. And then I'm going to consider going in against the coalition to fight Austria, guys. The other alternative is fighting the Ottomans. But some truces are going to start coming out, like with France. I could hang out and just fight France. It would be really nice to... Oh, he actually claimed Bordeaux. Or whatever. It would be beautiful to take that province, and then we would be able to walk all the way into the Iberian Peninsula. Right now we got 3 claims. Oh, that's high development. By the way, guys, I checked the ledger in between. I don't know where it's at here. Maybe just country. Here we go. In fact, we can see Krakow, which is currently owned by Bohemia, is the highest developed province in the game. Paris has actually been developed a bit since I last checked, but it is in fact the highest in the game. A random province on hills with good potential, obviously. But why? As if there aren't other provinces with good potential. Why? It's not like Poland has a. Oh, hang on a second. He did actually not get the union this time around. Am I remembering that correctly? He actually did have a really good ruler. Yes. Now I think about it, he had a really good ruler, much like we do, and he was sitting there stagnating for a long time. He basically expanded into here, and then he had nothing to do. So he did have a lot of incentive to develop, but still, you would think he'd develop his capital. But that makes a little bit more sense. He's just thinking Krakow is the biznit. Krakow is where it's at. God, this guy dropped off that. Oh! -2 unrest for 10 years. Damn! We're so stable. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. By the way, guys, I know some people will be so triggered or completely think I'm a lunatic based on what I was saying earlier, but fair enough. Okay, you're wrong, and you guys are entitled to your stupid opinion, alright? That's fine. But, I'm just kidding. But you at least have to give me credit for just being real every now and then. Because I am, you know, what we would call in the industry, full retardo. Of course, full retardo. But, you know, I'm also a pretty cool guy. Pretty cool guy. I like me. I don't know about you guys, but I like me. I think I'm great. It's up here in the woods. Alright, let's give it some defense until the end of the game. We'll keep that fort around. Needs upgrading though. Yeah, I need to upgrade this as well, which they did a good job defending there. Yep, I'm going to go in against France next year, who's allied to Bohemia, eh? So anything we take is going to go to Brittany. I'll probably take some of this at the cost of Diplo points, because we're far ahead in Diplo points for ourselves. Some of Bohemia. Take it for ourselves. And what is the highest development? 26. Oh, Krakow, obviously. No, I can't take Krakow. It will cost so much Diplo points. Let's take this. For 10% reduced coring time and etc. Nice. That's done. You know, this province is really awkward because it was converted. In order to convert it back, which we're allowed to do, we would have to core it up and state it up. I could do it. It's a bit awkward though. Because we're gonna... The thing is, guys, I've already stated this up. I want to convert this back to Swiss, which isolates these two. So maybe I should go for a... when we go in against Savoy, maybe I should take that and vassalize him. Reconquest here, and I should try to make Savoy the kind of Italian. That might be the appropriate move. Uh-oh, Genoa doesn't appear to have truce with Milan. But does Milan have it with Genoa? I don't know. How about I just take that for myself? Okay, we now have some troops here on this side, which is fine, because we can utilize them against the French and kind of liberate them with that method. And these are the only two German provinces. This is not German, it's Italian currently, but we will make it German. And those are all French. So let's see what we can hand off to Brittany. How is your He's got debt. We could sort that out for him if we wanted. Now, priority is anything that has French core, which is just that, because we're going to go back to war with France. So let's do this first. Luxembourg. See, I wanted to own Luxembourg and so on, but it's all good. You can have it. This one at a later date. Now these are Flemish, despite them being... See, I'll probably never state these up. Wait, the Netherlands I will. Yes, we will state the Netherlands up. Cool. I didn't realize that was a... But this province here we will own, which is part of Wallonia, but we will not state up. Alright. Now we should core those up pretty quickly considering they're German provinces, German culture. And we've got to go in against France immediately. Now, let's build... What? That's awkward. Well, I can't build anything here, but I think... I'm not sure, but I think Brittany can form France, right? I mean, I know Brittany can form France, but can they form France when they're my subject? I think so. I think so. And if they form France, they'll probably change the capital to Paris, which isn't fortified either. Oh well. We're going to own so much of Europe. This isn't that big of a deal. It's much less of a deal than this, because that's out on my sort of frontier. I'm kind of hoping if we meddle around in the activities that we currently are, that eventually like the Timurids will get involved in another war and not back up the Ottomans. That would be helpful, because the Ottomans alone outnumber us big time. Yeah, but let's let the clock continue on. I'm going to need a stack out here to deal with the Bohemians. Surprisingly, France is a great power once again. We wrecked them last time, dude. He's got such good rulers. And he's allied to Portugal, I did not realize. Okay, that's a bit awkward because I want to go in against Portugal, but we'll probably just take Lisbon and white peace him in that case. So a stack over there to do that. And 2 stacks should be enough to deal with France, I would say. No problem. Now again, we don't need a tech anytime in the immediate future, and this is becoming cheaper and cheaper. Excellent. That makes me feel much more comfortable about some of the trade investments. And while we're at peace, these have been stated up. Let's improve the trade in the Rhine here. Yeah, I'm pretty much going... Obviously, we could blow all our money by upgrading these to a third, which costs 1,000. So I'm not going completely blowing all my money, but I am blowing most of my money here. Because I'm feeling much more comfortable about our... that's not good. Our situation in terms of... our economic situation, let's put it that way. Feeling much more comfortable. This is getting cheaper and cheaper. Manufacturing is becoming accepted everywhere, and we make a ton of money. A ton of money. Feels good, man. Those rebels were taken out. Now, these will revolt, it looks like, which is pretty cool. Oh, maybe we could piece Portugal out by returning core to Corsica, although it's not worth very much, is it? Maybe I could piece, I don't know, Bohemia out? I kind of want to take Bohemia's land. I don't know. Let's be ready for this truce, though. What's up next year? See that. We want that to be successful. Sardinia, please defect. There's no way it will, but hopefully Spain goes full derp. Now, there's no fort, which means, I think because he's got only 2 provinces here, like, he'll have 50% of the objective completed immediately here. I think if he takes that, he's now progressing. Takes this, we'll move it along faster. But Spain will probably just go gobble him up. We can see most of the Spanish stacks are smaller than 22. It would help if he had a general in Sardinia. Alright, converted this to Westphalian. So the Danish core will go away in 3 years. Cool, get wrecked. And then we do have the option of like releasing Denmark without giving him a German province, if that's what we desire. It'll be really nice to accept Danish culture though. Portuguese. Now, I also have had a dreadful thought, guys. This run might go horribly wrong. I think we're okay. But do you guys realize that this is inspired by my Knights playthrough? When I did my Knights playthrough, we fed Austria all of Germany, and he had accepted every single culture. Now, I assumed that it was because he was Empire rank and he was a German. Right? But it did occur to me afterwards, I mean, is it possible that he just accepted them all? Did he just promote them all? I hope not. Because Spain, if they're not at 1,000 right now, they must be pretty damn close, guys. And he does not appear to have Empire rank and have full culture acceptance. So I will be awfully embarrassed if the personal unions don't allow you to fully accept culture, which is the impression I was under. We don't have anything to gain here. Let's decline that. That's embarrassing if that's the case, because I don't see how else we will be able to complete my goal apart from releasing 1 million subjects and going way over relation slots. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to like integrate my subjects now that we're feeding like crazy. So yeah, it's a bit awkward. Alright, off to where we go. Oh, Nepalese subjects. Surprising that they're actually Neapolitan separatists. I mean, this is all... Well, I guess there's Naples core. That makes sense. But it's all Sicilian culture now, is what I was going to say. Oh, 50 admin. Thanks, game. Okay, so he only has that, which is unfortified. What rank is it? Rank 2. Wow. Too easy. This is really going to be easy. How far ahead are we in military? We're really far ahead. Get barraged. And we're coming up on the end of this episode here, guys. I might end the episode before I actually... Well, I almost certainly will end this episode before we complete this war. I guess I want to look at return core. Now, I don't think we can do this, but let's just check it out. Cede it to Portugal, yeah. Yep. So I need to be involved in a war against Corsica in order to be able to return, not Corsica, Genoa, in order to return Corsica to him. So we got to keep an eye if this guy ever makes diplomatic relations, which currently he hasn't. Got to keep an eye on that. Because he's the only dude that we could get rid of Sardinia. Now, if we're lucky, those rebels should be regressing. So maybe those rebels will defect, and then that's 2 out of the 3 provinces dealt with. 47 points. That doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Probably go for something like this here, but we need 100% Bohemia first. And then that will allow me to make a claim on the other high dev province, and hopefully we can take that directly in the future. Portugal, we probably just want to get this white peace. as the white piece will give us the short truce time, where we will hopefully go in and gobble most of, if not all of his land in Iberia up on behalf of the Spanish. Okay, development cost reduction by 15% for 10 years. Lundberg. It's the wrong one, it's here. Alright, nice. Might develop that up a bit there, some of my Diplo points as well. But yeah, let's finish this war up next episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I might try to help the Spanish out, obviously, with some of his rebels. And we're approximately, if I remove that by 20, we're 11 over. 11 over, which is something we need to sort out because our truce is coming up soon with him. Like 3 years or something. Yep. But I feel like we're, 11 over. We can manage that in the next period of time. Hopefully the Spanish will be stable as well. Libertad is not an issue. You know, one thing we could do is change one of these back, or at a cost of 1 military point per month. We could take this to reduce Libertad and subjects by 10%, which means we'd be just about stable already. That's an option we have, but it would cost us 1 military per month, which is a bit awkward. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next episode.